Christmas time. Yes, it's Sports and Tacos live. TikTok, y'all. It is December 21st. We got a lot of things going on right now. We got some college football that's already started. The Hurricanes, they came, they swept, they took the Aggies outside, indoor, underground, all around, 10-3, all the way. But then you also got this Roll Tide roll coming in, taking over. Man, like I said, folks, Sports Tacos Live, we got a lot to talk about today. We got NFL to talk about. We got college football to talk about. And you know what? We got sports and tacos to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, shotgun erupts.
All right, another amazing edition of Sports and Tacos on a glorious NFL Sunday morning. We're kind of getting down to the wire with this NFL season. Definitely have the playoff races coming up. I really want to kind of today, just like every NFL season, the thing that I was just kind of like laying there this morning before the show. The thing that I hope eventually separates Sports and Tacos from other sports podcasts is, just like we used to have in our old commercials, like we put our money where our mouth is, because it's one thing to just come on and blab opinions that you think people want to hear, but at the end of the day, I mean, if we can make people money, it's not necessarily what it's all about, but I just, there's guys out there, I don't know, for example, Stephen A. Smith, okay? Or to me, it's kind of the Howard Stern theory, where I think there's a lot of people out there on, especially these days, podcasts and stuff, that are spewing opinions just for ratings. They don't necessarily believe the BS that they're talking about. So let's go in reverse today, just to mix it up a little bit, because the other, we're getting now into Vegas every week. It's updating who they think is going to win the Super Bowl. And there were some kind of interesting changes this week. And we'll start with odds to win the Super Bowl. Then we're getting into last week's games and then into this week's games. But I want to get your guys' opinions. I checked this morning, and at least if it's current, they still have the Bears at 30-1 to win the Super Bowl. They just beat the Packers. Don't get me wrong, they knocked Jordan Love out of the game, yada yada. But 30-1, anybody taking a flyer on the Bears to win it all this year? Is anybody out there becoming a believer? Start with you, Tony and Bama.
Break your heart there, shotgun. And you know what? The man in the shower is going to agree with me on this too. It's none of the fan favorites. It's going to be somebody out of a freaking hat. You don't know what you're going to pull out of the hat. It's not going to be a rabbit. It's not going to be a dove. Man, it might be a Bronco. It might be a Steeler. Oh my gosh, it could even be a Seahawk.
Did you take a look at the menu?
Just coffee for right this minute. No.
Okay, sounds good. I'll be back.
Yeah, it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, but at 30-1, it's just, would you throw in something?
That's pretty good odds right there, yeah, for a division leader.
An AFC team is going to win the Super Bowl. I'll tell you that. AFC.
Okay.
I agree with Bentley on this.
I don't know about that.
The defense is up in the air. Every week there's a new division leader. There is a new NFC person that's holding the fire, running into the, you're running into the hole. Which fire are you going to see? Are you going to see an LA Ram? Are you going to see a 49er? Are you going to see a Seahawk? Are you going to see an Eagle? each week it's something different. That's why I agree with Bentley. AFC is going to be holding and hoisting the Lombardi Trophy.
Well, just starting off with the Bears, because there's a bunch of interesting ones. It seems like the Bears are kind of galvanizing a little bit at the right time. Greg Vaughn, any thoughts on the Bears?
I don't think the Bears. I think they'll get into the playoffs. I don't think they'll win it, but I mean, if you have a few extra dollars to throw on it, I think it's a good bet. Anything can happen, right? So
I mean, yeah, it's 30. They're getting zero respect, at 30-1. So it just, it's like this kind of thing. I would, throw $10 on it. I'm pretty correct. They're a young team, are they not?
yeah, but I don't think they're going for. I put more on the 49ers than I do the Bears.
Yeah.
49ers can win on the road in the playoffs, and 49ers are a proven playoff team. Nobody is talking about the Niners, even though they're injured. They have a great coach, a great staff. 49ers, I believe, will get in the playoffs as a dark horse, and they can cause a ruckus, and they can win on the road.
Okay.
If we win tomorrow night and we win out, we win the division. So then that's a big difference too. You go from being hurt, being decimated by injuries to winning the division. That's pretty good. So, maybe this is our year. All the other years we were supposed to win, we didn't win. So maybe this is the year we do win.
All right. I haven't paid that much attention to the Bears. But I want to ask Tony the Greek something. Tony the Greek.
Yo.
Pretend you have a team going into the playoffs. Who would you rather have as your quarterback, Purdy or Caleb?
Right now, Caleb. Holy cow! Right now, Caleb's on fire.
I mean,
and he's been showing in week in and week out, where it's not just his arm anymore. He's got some legs now. Everybody didn't know he can run, and he can run a lot now. But at the same time, the way he's throwing to those football team players that he has, like all his tight ends, man, he's got a tight end collection. Gosh. And then he's got Swift in the backfield, and then he's got Moore. Moore's wanting more. That's all I got to say. Bears, man. Earlier this year, you guys, I told you that they're a selling team. Now they're a buying team.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Every week it changes. So, I mean, gosh, I don't know. I mean, at this point, I would not be crazy. We still don't know. We still got a month left of the regular season. But Bears Broncos, it's on the table anyways. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but
somehow I knew we were going to get there, Billy. I knew we were getting there. Now it's the Bears Broncos. It's the Bears Broncos. I wonder why we were spending so much time on the Bears.
I don't know. Okay. So as I'm looking at the odds here, there's also another team, and I know I'm crazy. The man has won a Super Bowl, though. The Steelers are 75-1 right now. Now, don't get me wrong. The Steelers probably ain't winning the whole thing, But nobody thought that Eli Manning could have taken a 8-8 Giants team and beaten the undefeated Patriots team. They're 75-1, and they got the Lions today. If the Steelers somehow upset the Lions, 75-1. Greg Vaughn, would you throw any money on the Steelers at 75-1? Nothing.
No, zero. No, I'm a realist.
I can tell you this about the Bears, but Johnson, he's like a Marty Schottenheimer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the Bears. I mean, they're winning games. I just don't think it's their time. I think they're getting close. They still make too many mistakes. And they pulled it off yesterday, but everything went right. It was at home. To be able to do that on the road, can Caleb lead a team? He basically had 20 yards going into the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I'm ready to, spend an hour talking about the Bears and the Broncos or the Steelers.
Right.
I'm more of a realist. You still have to talk about your Buffalo Bills.
Oh
You
yeah,
still,
for sure.
you still, I just don't think. I think the Bears are going in the right direction, but it's not their time yet. I mean, it's just like 3 years ago, us talking about the Dolphins, right? And today, Tua's benched, right? And they're talking about getting rid of somebody. So I just think you have to learn how to win. I mean, you have to learn how to lead, and good teams are always at the top for a reason.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But
No one's talking about Baltimore. You guys keep selling Baltimore off, and Baltimore's right there. No one's talking about Baltimore.
I know it's because they're
Baltimore's
literally.
going to win tonight.
I know. But
That's the first. We got to mark that down. Bentley said Baltimore's going to win.
Bentley,
Win
are
tonight.
you feeling okay, Bentley?
Mike Vrabel is one-dimensional, especially in December. I will give this win to the Ravens.
Yeah, okay, let's go there then. I actually did, like we were talking about last week, like people have been talking about. If you guys are bored, go look at the Patriots schedule. Look at how they got where they are. It is the easiest schedule I maybe have ever seen.
Oh, Spence, how did the Broncos get where they got to? Come on now.
I know, but we made the playoffs this last year. We're still playing a playoff. It just seriously, if you're bored, go and look at the Patriots schedule this year. It is like the entire thing is the NFC South just repeated over and over. I think the out of AFC South. Don't get me wrong, they're NFL teams, but it's like wow. And don't get me wrong, they had that one win against the Bills earlier in the season, but they got the kind of I want to say the real version of the Bills, and we'll get to the Bills because all of a sudden I kind of think the Bills it could very easily be Rams Bills because after watching that game last week, the Bills are still good, dude. That offense, it has some firepower,
Don't count out Seattle either. I mean, Seattle's physical, man. Seattle.
They look great.
Don't count out Seattle. Seattle, the game that the team that they have will travel. That team can travel. You know what I mean? Because when you can run the ball and you play defense the way they play defense, that their game travels, and I think that's what it comes down to. I think we talked about last week. These quarterbacks, and that's why I'm not sold on the Broncos dropping back 49 times throwing the ball doesn't win championships unless you're Tom Brady or Drew Brees, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, hey, you gotta run the ball and play defense. And I know the Broncos play defense, but their running game's hit and miss. And Bo Nix still makes too many mistakes to me. He misses too many wide receivers. You know what I mean?
There's one thing about that, Mr. Vaughn. I've been agreeing with you on some of that stuff, but the last 5 weeks, I'm going to go 4 weeks right now. Our rookie running back has scored more touchdowns. I think he's going to become the rookie of the year because the last 4 weeks he's already scored 5 touchdowns. He's been stepping up as what we needed because unfortunately J.K. Dobbins, man, he was our go-to. Every time he touched that ball, he was between 4 to 5 yards a carry, and now Our little rookie right now, he's between 2 to 3, but he's stepping up, but he's actually catching the ball now too. So, he's a double threat right now. And right now, nobody can pick him up or understand him because he is a rookie, which I love and adore, but we finally have somebody in that backfield.
I'm not saying I don't like your team and I love your defense. I just think as you get closer to the playoffs, they're not going to let your number one receiver beat them. You know what I mean? So they're going to game plan against him. So he's going to have to learn to go to somewhere else. Mims is going to have to step up. There's going to have to be some other guys that step up because they're going to take your big dog away.
Yeah, and then that's where I could see the Franklins coming out, the Bryants, the Pratts coming out. I could see that, but I do understand what you're talking about. We're the opposite of the Chicago Bears. We're both very youth, and we got 2 years, a 2-year quarterback on each side. We got a young backfield. there's something out there that can happen, and I believe it will happen.
Look,
And this year, it's
I-
not the Chiefs. It's right now not the Bills. It's not the Bengals.
maybe not the Ravens. Yeah, you're right.
Maybe not
Maybe.
the Ravens, but right now you can't look back on any of those teams because they still have opportunity. But for right now, the youth is taking over the NFL. It looks like.
Well, I would say you guys are about 3 or 4 steps ahead of the Bears. You know what I mean? Even with the quarterback situation, he's not in the Hall of Fame yet, but I think his curve is way. He's a little bit ahead of Caleb, right? I think maturity wise, he's ahead of Caleb too.
Yeah.
I think he is. But like I said, I'm not putting him in there with Elway and Montana like Spencer does. You know what I mean? I just you guys won a lot of games you probably shouldn't have won. But I look at the competition too, who let you back in the games, right? So,
Right.
you won the games you were supposed to win, right? And so, I think the Broncos, hey, you never know. Like I said, defense wins championships, and your defense can win a championship.
Right. It's for instance, since we're talking about young quarterbacks, let's talk about the Tennessee Titans quarterback, Ward. He, boy, coming out of college, well, they all come out of college just heads out, ready to duke it out. But man, the Titans really are putting a rough one on him for a rookie season. I still believe he has opportunity and hope. It's just one of those deals. Right now, he has himself to the corner, holding his arms up because he's getting slugged on.
Yeah,
But
he's
you
a
know what though? But that's every number one pick. You go back to Aikman, you go back to Manning, you go back to any of them. They got their
Right.
ass kicked, that first year. You go
So-
back to you go back to Young in Carolina. I mean, look at him now. You know what I mean?
He stepped up.
Yeah, but you have to. He has 0 weapons. He has 0
Yeah,
weapons
he's got
around him.
right.
0. So
So-
now you got to get a left tackle. Now you got to get he has 2 good running backs, but now you got to get some receivers and tight ends. So he's out there basically, he's getting his initiation into the NFL, and
Okay.
I mean, all the good quarterbacks do.
I got 2 quick, or actually, Bama, what are your? we just went over like 5 topics in like 5 minutes there. Okay, real quick. Sorry, Greg. Broncos and Seahawks. They are 2 and 3 in the current. The Seahawks are actually above the Broncos. Would you take Darnold over Knicks and the Broncos right now to win the whole thing?
I don't know. Once again, I think that's going to be a slugfest. I think it's whoever doesn't make mistakes. You know what I mean? I think who doesn't turn the ball over because they're both physical.
Right.
They both go downhill, and like I said, Seattle's not going to detour from running the football. I don't care who it is. They're going to run. They have that 2-headed monster, and I don't know who would win that. I mean, I don't know. I would say maybe the Seahawks because maybe the Broncos just because of the coach. He's been there before, right? And he makes a difference. So that would be if I had to give a check mark or an edge to somebody, I would do it to the Broncos because of the coach.
Bama, are you buying or selling the Sam Darnold-led Seahawks?
To win it all, I'm
Yeah.
selling it.
Yeah, I gotta
to win it
sell
all.
that. I gotta
Yeah,
sell
the
that.
only reason why is because again, I think he's going to eventually run up against Matt Stafford and the Rams. I think Stafford that experience is going to be enough to put him past them in the playoffs.
Okay, you okay? But Bama, are you buying the Broncos to win it all?
No, not by the Broncos to win it all.
Okay, that's what I want to hear.
The Broncos have to beat somebody like they have to beat Josh Allen. They got to even beat a Justin Herbert, which they haven't done yet. They got to beat somebody more than just a Chiefs team without Mahomes. We'll see what they do with the Jaguars today, but I'm not sold on the Jaguars either. So, the Broncos have to show me something still. They still do.
Thank you.
So let's take a couple steps back because that's why I wanted to start off with the Super Bowl odds this morning. So, after seeing what we saw last week from the Patriots, okay, they're good. Again, in my opinion, I don't know who they are. I don't think they're great. The Bills are scaring me now as a Broncos fan. And I'm not going to lie, the Chargers, but okay, the Steelers are 75-1. The Patriots are 15-1. Honestly, this is my honest opinion. I think the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers have a better chance of winning the whole enchilada than the Patriots. Tell me I'm wrong.
Wrong.
Yeah, the Pittsburgh still might not even make the playoffs, man.
I know, but listen, that's where I'm going with this. Listen, if Aaron Rodgers can go out and beat the Lions today, I think they end up I think they'd be 8-6 or 9-6. There's just the experience of an Aaron Rodgers-led football team, man. I would rather have Aaron Rodgers taking me into the playoffs than freaking the Patriots.
Let's not forget the Patriots. Mike Vrabel, he's been here how many times already? He's very one-dimensional.
So, but my point here is the Steelers are 75-1. The Patriots are 15-1.
I think
There's
it's
a reason why they're 75-1.
Yeah. Vegas doesn't think they're going to beat Detroit tonight. They don't think they're going to win a division, honestly.
Yeah,
I'm like Greg. I wouldn't even throw $5 on the dang thing because we all know the understanding what's going to happen. You know, Rodgers is not the Green Bay Packers Rodgers anymore. He is a Pittsburgh Steeler Rodgers. He's not a New York Jets Rodgers. He's a Pittsburgh Steelers Rodgers. Once again, age is coming up from him. He can't.
I disagree, man, because once again he's in a position to take a football team to the playoffs, and he has.
Whoa! He's not in position. His defense is in position to take him to the playoffs.
He is in a.
His stats.
Right, I get it, but he is in a position to be.
And let's not forget, Mike Tomlin is on the hot seat. If Mike Tomlin can get one playoff win like this, stay. It's going to help him. Mike Tomlin wants this. Tomlin really is this season putting it in there. He's he's actually now really making it work.
And because this could be a real scenario. Let's just say it's Steelers at Patriots in a wild card game. Okay?
Oh my
and
God.
the spread is Patriots -3.
We're becoming like a futuristic show.
I know. Well, I think because it can happen. I'm telling you, this can happen. Tony the Greek. Listen, Tony the Greek. It's Steelers at Patriots in Foxborough in a wild card game.
A wild card game, Pittsburgh won't even be in a wild card game.
This is fantasy land. They made the wild card.
In fantasy land, okay.
Okay, and Aaron Rodgers.
The Hall of Fame already, huh?
Aaron Rodgers is fully healthy. You're telling me you don't give that Steelers team a chance to win that game?
Not against him.
You're out of your mind.
Not against them.
You're out of your mind.
When you got a young Henderson in the backfield,
you
crazy. Have a Henry for a tight end, and you got. Oh my gosh! I forgot they got Diggs for a wide receiver too. Oh my gosh, man! Patriots 100%.
Give me the experience of old man Rodgers all day.
Shotgun.
Okay. So since we're going to hypotheticals, let's do this.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers somehow is playing against your golden boy. Who do you got?
I'm scared. I'm a little scared. I'm not going to lie, man.
If he's going against your golden.
I'll take the Broncos still.
Are you scared of Aaron Rodgers, or are you scared of the defense going up against?
Only because of the defense.
Oh, okay, but I'm telling you, Pittsburgh's not winning in New England. I don't care which Rodgers or whoever. They're not doing it.
I'm telling you, baby. I'm taking old man Rodgers. But so anyways, that's just the point here is the Steelers. I'm just trying to get to the point of Steelers are 75-1, Patriots are 15-1. Now, another team I want to talk about that if they start to get a little healthy, that nobody's talking about, that scares me as a Broncos fan, is the Chargers, dude. They are they not 10-4?
Chargers.
Haven't beat them yet.
Coaching. I think here's the thing with the Chargers. Hey, Harbaugh is an outstanding coach. But, yeah, they're limited right now. They're too injured. So I do believe maybe they could get in and cause a little ruckus. But due to injuries, they're not going to get too far. But again, that's a great coach. Look how well they're playing with a beat-up team. Look at Herbert running for his life.
I know.
See,
I know.
hey, man,
coach, but I don't see realistically the
Chargers
Chargers as a threat.
But hey, man in the shower, you got to understand, you boys are flying into Jerry's world today. That's going to be one of your biggest steps of all season right now because you're playing.
The Cowboys
for a
suck.
right now.
The Cowboys
You're playing for a
suck.
wild card right now.
No, they're still playing for division.
Yeah, well, you're still trying. You got a game up on us right now, but if we win today and you guys lose,
that's a pretty big if, Tony. That's a pretty.
Well, that's all going to be coaching. There's no excuse for the Chargers to lose this game. There's like no excuse.
No.
That would be then getting too comfortable. So yeah, let's wait and see what happens today.
So
it's going to be an interesting ball game.
Where I'm going,
even with the spread that it is, I think it's one of those home field advantage deals. It's a 1.5 spread. Are you going to go Herbert? Or are you going to go, here we go once again?
Herbert. You got to take the Chargers in that game today. How do you?
I would think so.
What do the Cowboys have going for them? Nothing. What do they have going for them? The Cowboys are going nowhere.
No, but here's the thing: Cowboys are out. So when a team is out, they play the most dangerous. They're just like, screw it, let's start throwing the ball. They go all out.
They're going to be the one. They're going to be the dream killer.
It's very possible.
The Cowboys suck. So, anyways, reason I brought that up? The Chargers are still sitting there at 25-1 to win the whole enchilada. And the Chargers are a team that can beat the Broncos. They already did. The Bills are a team that can knock off the Broncos. They destroyed us in the playoffs last year. So those are two teams, as a Broncos fan, that scare our run to the Lombardi Trophy. Tony,
well, brother, you're forgetting. My brother, I'm a Bronco fan too, man. But you're forgetting about the Baltimore Ravens. You're forgetting about the Jacksonville Jaguars. And on top of it, hey, I know the Chargers are involved, but you also still got to add Indianapolis Colts just because they
don't got a
their
quarterback.
quarterbacks.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
Something could happen.
I don't know about that one.
Something could happen. I'm just saying. But, you're just looking at two different teams. There's a lot of other teams in that AFC right now that are cutthroating everybody, even themselves, and you haven't brought them up yet.
Greg Vaughn, are you putting any money on the Chargers at 25-1?
I would put money on the Chargers. Yeah. I mean, the Chargers are sound. I just don't think they have the depth right now to go all the way. 25-1 to make the playoffs, not 25-1 to make, to win the whole thing. I think, their coach. What I like about Harbaugh, he gets his points. He doesn't ever go 4th and 3, 4th and 5. He takes his points.
He's old school.
I don't get these coaches. We talk about it every week. 4th and 5, 4th and. That's why Detroit's going to be out of the playoffs because they leave 15 points a game on the scoreboard and they lose by 2 every week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're the anti-Bill Parcells team. Bill Parcells always said never, ever, ever take points off the board just because if you look at how many games are decided by a field goal or less, So it's just the old, and Parcells, he begat Belichick. That old school man. Yeah,
you know what? It's football. Spence, it was football. They played football. They didn't let a computer or a guy that went to Howard or Brown and put a bunch of data in the computer say, go get me 3 yards. This is what analytics say.
Oh, how
many times do we see what the analytics say, and these teams are losing by 2 points? If they would have got a field goal, they went by 1.
Yeah.
If they would have got 2 field goals, they went by 5.
Yeah.
If they got 3, they went by 7. I mean, look at that play call yesterday with Chicago. You're 4th and 1, you go pistol, and you hike it over your running back's head.
It's so stupid.
I don't get it.
Fundamentals, man. It's just fundamentals.
But you look at Brady, you look at Manning. You talk about guys that didn't even scramble. They went and got up underneath there as quick as they could, hiked the ball, and got a half a yard or yard, and if they went for it. But these teams are going 4th and 3, 4th and 5. I mean, shit. The Lions. I don't understand. The Lions. They fourth and whatever. They're way out of the playoffs. You know what I mean? I mean, they 4th and 5, 4th and 3, 4th and 6. That's not football.
They lost. They lost because they went for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They
Yeah,
just. I mean, they take 12. I would say 9 to 12 points off the board every game by going for it 4th and 5, 4th and 6, 4th and 7. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah. So that's I the only other thing I guess, at least in regards to the odds from the Super Bowl, is the Niners are sitting there at 20-1, man. And
Take them all day.
Shannon, you have a team. You have Purdy's been there. Hey, Greg, obviously you follow them every week. I mean, Purdy's fully healthy. They're a lot like, I think, a lot like the Chargers. Nobody's really taking them seriously. I looked it up this morning. They beat the Rams earlier this year.
With Matt Jones.
In the NFC right now, I mean, the Rams got to be the team to beat in the NFC, and the Niners have done it 20-1. Tony, you putting any money on the Niners to come out of? No, I don't want to say out of nowhere. That's the thing.
No, dude, the Niners are somebody. Like I told you a couple of weeks ago, the Niners are somebody. There's somebody that they're injured and they're still winning games. Yeah. The Niners haven't found their quarterback yet because they're both injured, but it seems like they're playing patty cake. One comes in, wins a couple of games. Then the other one comes in, wins a couple games. Oh, we lost one in between, but then you win a couple more. These guys are somebody that, I hate to say it, they're a beautiful shadow. You know why they're a shadow? Nobody sees them.
Yeah, that's exactly. And we're sitting there at 20-1. And if anything about that team scares me, it is Kyle Shanahan. That dude knows. Yeah. I mean, his dad, the entire West Coast. A West Coast offense that is run with the right players and run properly is sometimes unstoppable.
And you forget, we're doing it without our two best defensive players. We're doing it without our wide receivers. Purcell, he's out today. IU hasn't played all year. They just find a way to get it done.
Greg,
let's not forget, Robert Saleh has that defense playing well.
Yeah. And
hey,
also,
one thing I think we all can get, we can all agree, Niners get in the playoffs, they're winning on the road.
They could against anybody except maybe the Rams, because now, especially now with Micah Parsons going down, I mean,
division game.
The Niners, Greg, obviously, I didn't look up how they did against, if it's Niners, Seahawks, that's a team that knocks off the Seahawks. That's a game where Sam Darnold, this is Cinderella, and the clock strikes midnight. It was a nice run, but you just faced a real football team.
Well, we beat them once, and if we beat them the second time, we win the division.
Yeah.
If we win, you know what I mean, we have to. We split with the Rams. If we beat the Seahawks, we're right where we want to be.
Yeah. Then the only team I see necessarily in the NFC, we still got the Eagles at 11-1.
Yep.
I think the Eagles. Okay. There's a lot of, I don't. There's a lot of things they were talking about, at least on LA radio, sports radio this week, that Jalen Hurts might be on his way out.
No way.
Nah.
No. It's just talk for talk, but that. Is anybody buying the Eagles right now to repeat?
I buy them.
No, Eagles are just gassed out. They won a Super Bowl already. They're just kind of like, So I don't think they want it right now.
So here's where I'm going with this. I think the Niners would beat the Eagles. I think it'd be
Niners could beat anybody.
They could, but okay. So if it's Niners at Rams in an NFC Championship game, I'm taking the Rams. Okay, just because of the experience. But
let's not forget Rams Stadium is home field advantage for the Niners as well. Don't forget that part too.
There ain't any home field advantage in LA to any football teams. You know what I'm saying? But Stafford just has experience. I would
There's probably nobody in their first 4 years that has more experience than Purdy does.
That's true. He's been there a lot. That is a good point. I mean, other than the Rams, there's not anybody in the NFC that I think the Niners couldn't beat to at least get to the NFC Championship game.
I'm telling you that you know what scares me about the Eagles? They're all on the same page now. They're all playing for the name on the front, and they haven't played well, and they haven't played well, and this is the time of year. I don't care what you do the first 8 weeks. It's it's those last 9 weeks that you freaking put together that, if you're rolling. And I think the Eagles are.
That's true.
The Eagles are doing what they're supposed to do. They survived. They survived. They survived that terrible stretch. They survived all the BS in the media and the talk shit. And you just see those guys. You see Jalen Hurts showing emotion now. You see A.J. Brown running towards his guys that make touchdowns and first downs. So it seems like they're a team again. So that's what's scary about the Eagles.
Yeah, that's true.
They could be gelling at the right time.
Yeah. I think
I call it galvanized. Teams just like occasionally a team just galvanizes, and becomes impenetrable through the playoffs. And that's what happens this time of year. And that, I guess I didn't think about that with the Eagles because they all been there, and I'm pretty sure they have that same defense. And it was this same time last year where people really started to take notice. Oh, the Eagles' defense is crazy good. So, boy, because Ian, guy from Philly, he was saying that same thing earlier this week. He's like, "Oh, it's going to be Broncos Eagles." It's like, no way. The Eagles. Just like you were saying, Bentley, they're out of gas. He's like, no, they're not out of gas, and there's still a month left of the season for them to get their act together. So, oh man, it's kind of I'm happy. I'm just happy we're not talking about the Chiefs. There's so many teams that have an opportunity this season to go get that Lombardi trophy. It's so annoying.
In the AFC especially, now in the AFC with the Chiefs out, there is no excuse. The pressure is on the Bills. The pressure's on them.
If Josh Allen's going to do it as a Buffalo Bill, would you say, how many opportunities do you get? You know what I'm saying? If it ain't this year, will it ever happen for the guy?
Just like when it was AFC. Finally, when Manny was out, when Brady was out. Okay, like Manny, this is the time now. There's no excuse. So that's what we have right now. Casey is out. If Josh Allen doesn't do this, it's bad. It's really bad.
Now, and so here's one thing that's really good for my Broncos, and this ain't my opinion. This is a really good thing. If the Broncos had to go to Buffalo and play a playoff game, I think we lose. If that game's in Denver, I think we win.
No, Denver. Nobody wants to go to Denver in the playoffs.
So
it's hard to win in Denver. Yeah.
There's if you go back to, I don't want to go too much on the Broncos, but the 2015 Broncos, so many things happened in that season that allowed that Super Bowl win. And you guys remember, I was just kind of thinking about this the other day. You guys remember Vontaze Burfict? He was a linebacker for the Bengals. You remember Burfict, Greg?
Number 55 for the Bengals, yes.
Yes. Okay, so in that particular season, the Steelers were the only team that year that just lit the Broncos defense up. All right, but when we had to play the Steelers in the playoffs, Vontaze Burfict had, if you remember, he cheap shotted, I think it was Le'Veon Bell, and blew out his knee. Okay? And I think he concussed Antonio Brown.
He had more fines than anybody and more suspensions than anybody.
Yeah, so basically,
I remember that. Yeah.
Vontaze Burfict took when we had to play the Steelers in the playoffs, They didn't have Antonio Brown or Le'Veon Bell because of Vontaze Burfict.
Yeah.
Okay, so they didn't have their stars.
That's when they had Jake Plummer, right?
Yeah, they had lit us up like a Christmas tree in the regular season. Then the Patriots lost the last game of the season to a meaningless game to the Dolphins, which gave the Broncos home field advantage. So we got to play.
That's when you had Jake Plummer, right?
No. This is Manning. This is 2015. This is when Manning got benched.
Okay.
So where I'm going with this is just how important home field advantage is. Because if we would have had to play the Steelers on the road that year, we lose that game. If we would have had to play the Patriots on the road that year, we lose that game. But Vontaze Burfict made the Steelers game in Denver. Okay? The Dolphins beat the Patriots in a completely meaningless game, the last game of the year. So we had to play Brady at Mile High, a game we barely won. But because of those, like, two little things, it helped us go win a Super Bowl.
Oh, no, I remember. Okay, yeah, that was game Brady.
You know what I'm talking about?
Got sacked like 40 times or something?
Yes, but we still only beat them
that was a great game.
By like 2 points. If that game would have been in New England, we lose.
Yeah, it went down to 4.
Yeah.
How many fourth downs did Brady convert with Gronk? That game was, oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a nail biter.
So as we move forward into this last month of the season, for the Niners, for the Broncos, home field advantage is, unless you're like maybe the Rams, home field advantage is so important. You know what I mean?
Home field helps the Broncos 1,000%. That is for sure. Broncos have a massive home field when it's at Mile High.
Yeah. So I think Tony and Bama, they had to log off. They're going to be logging back on. Greg, there's three games today that I thought were interesting, at least from a gambling aspect. Let's go back to my boy Aaron Rodgers. Steelers at Lions. The Lions are favored by 7. I'm taking old man Rodgers just to cover the 7. I'm not saying they're going to win this game, but I think they're going to cover the 7. What are your thoughts, Greg?
I think that's a lot of points, but Detroit at home is tough. You know what I mean? Detroit on the road is different than Detroit at home. But, you know, what's scary about this game is Pittsburgh's front four, they stopped the run. And, you know, if Detroit can't run the ball, I don't know. I still take Detroit at home.
What, do you have this game up on a screen by chance? What's the over-under on this game?
Hold on.
I mean, I could see this game being like 45 to. This could be a barn burner. I just wonder what the over-under is. If it's under 50, I would take the over also.
1 second. Let's go. We want Pittsburgh, you said?
Yeah, just what's the over-under on that game?
52.5.
Yeah. If it was under, I still would probably take the over. So, but for some reason, I just see a shootout.
I don't think Pittsburgh can score. I don't know if they can score 25 points.
I mean, it's like you just don't know which. Guy's still taking the Steelers plus 7.
Okay. I got Detroit.
You got Detroit? Okay. Then the other, Jags at Broncos. I know I don't have Tony on here, but it's 3.5. I wouldn't bet against. I think the if there's a game, okay, I don't know really how the Broncos are scoring points. I'm pretty sure Harvey is. I don't know if he's out of this game, but I just don't know. Like, Cortland Sutton is our biggest star. You know, just like you were talking, Greg, when we get to the playoffs, if we don't have superstars on that offense, they're doing a great job with the guys that they have. The Broncos, if there's going to be a letdown, because we got, I think the last few games of the year are Chargers, Chiefs. I don't think the Broncos cover 3.5 today. I might be dumb, but what are your thoughts on the Broncos minus the 3.5 today, Greg?
Uh, it's scary because Jacksonville's defense is good. Also, I just don't know what Trevor Lawrence I'm going to get. Am I going to get the one that scored 6 touchdowns, or the one that throws 4 interceptions and has 2 fumbles? You know what I mean? I just don't know which one. I don't know. I think the momentum right now is with. I go Jacksonville. I take the point. I take the points. Just the points. I take the points.
Bentley, what's your thoughts on either of these games? The Lions are favored by 7. What would you do there?
I'll go with the Lions, favored by 7, and Jacksonville Jaguars. Always a disappointment with Denver. I give Jacksonville a real shot at winning this one, probably by 3.
Tony and Bam, are you guys back?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep,
Tony,
yep.
our Bronx are favored by 3.5 today. I'm just saying, if there's a week where we have a possible letdown, I'm not saying we're going to lose. Just, are you taking the Bronx minus? This is a game where that hook could screw you. What are your thoughts on the Broncos today? Tony the Greek.
Yeah, if you're asking me, because Tony's looking at his bets right there. Yeah, I'd say take Jaguars plus 3.5.
Yeah, voice of reason. Bama, you're always the voice of reason.
Yeah, well, the Broncos, I know the defense is solid, man, but they've given up a couple of touchdowns each week to running backs lately, and Etienne's having one of his better seasons going on right now. So I definitely see the Jaguars keeping this close, if not winning the game today.
What
So I would
does
take
Tony?
Jacksonville plus 3.5.
What's Tony the Greek think? Or is he still deep in thought?
I like the fact that we're playing at home. So that 3.5 is just stating a home field advantage. So I'm taking my Broncos still 3.5. I think we win by more.
But the weather today is more like Jacksonville weather than it is Broncos weather. So the weather's not going to be a factor.
Is it like 60 and sunny again out there?
Almost 70.
Yeah, it's midday. It's just like 60 again today. Yeah,
That's crazy. You guys, it's going to snow until June.
probably.
If winter is taking this long to show up in Denver. Okay, so I'm scared of that hook, man. I think the Broncos win today, but we went in and we destroyed the Packers. Okay, do you think who's better? Okay, with Amika Parsons, pretend the Jags or the Packers? Who's a better team?
Right now, I'm going to say the Jaguars. I think they got more weapons with Jacoby Myers doing what he's doing there. You got Brian Robinson or Brian Thomas, the rookie there. Etienne and Tootin's doing what they're doing in the backfield. I mean, Trevor's putting a solid year together, and the defense is quietly shutting people down like James or Jonathan Taylor and those kind of guys. So,
did you say with Michael Parsons?
Yeah, just pretend Micah Parsons. I'm just trying to compare the Packers to the Jaguars from last week. Who's a better team?
Packers were favored to win the Super Bowl. When Packers are healthy, Packers all day long.
Yeah. Okay.
Packers healthy though.
Yeah, he said.
I know. I'm just trying to make.
Healthy team. Yeah, I think the Packers all day long if they're healthy. Hell yeah.
I mean, because we basically, I don't want to say we crushed the Packers last week, but that was a good.
This is ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sports and Broncos. Sports and Broncos.
Okay, listen, Bo Nix threw for 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's my dog. Okay, so but I'm still scared. I wouldn't take the Broncos in the 3.5 today. I would stay away from that game. Okay, the other game of the day, at least that I saw, I'm taking the Chargers all day, plus 1.5.
I disagree with you. I'm sorry, the man in the shower.
Tacos, okay. Everybody's listening right now. We're going to 50 tacos, just so there's no discrepancies come tomorrow. I get the Chargers.
350 tacos there, shotgun.
Chargers.
You're ready to get 400 where, hey, world, when Spencer loses, I'm going to be picking a beautiful organization where those beautiful kids are going to be eating those tacos, and then I'll have them all say, "Thank you, shotgun."
That's right. We're going to donate the Taco Bell gift certificate to a very needy foundation of some sort. But all right, cool. 50 tacos on the Chargers, plus 1.5. Greg Vaughn, what's your thoughts on this game?
I
Greg?
like the Chargers.
Yeah. I don't understand how the Cowboys are 1.5 point favorite. I could see this game being
At
Chargers.
home. The Chargers
I get
are
it. But
still not a they're winning, but they're not dominating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think Herbert has to do too much.
yeah. Okay.
He's still hurt with that broken hand, or the fractured
Yeah.
hand. No, it's not a stolen hand, but still, he's hurting every time he touches that ball.
They went in and beat the Chiefs last week. I mean, I don't.
Well, everybody's going to beat the Chiefs. For instance, shotgun. I
Yeah,
think
but
Tennessee could beat the Chiefs, where they'll get their third game of the win, or third
They're
win of the season.
crazy. It's still Mahomes.
Oh, they're going to blow their first pick, going in and winning.
Yeah, they're gonna blow their first pick in the NFL draft because they're gonna just beat the Chiefs.
Okay, Bentley, you taking the Chargers? Are you still there, Bentley? Bentley might have had to log off. So that's my games of the day. Tony, you got a pick of the day.
Yes, I do.
Okay, Bama, give me a drum roll in the background.
All right, here we go.
All right, World Wide Web, everybody on TikTok Live. This is Tony the Greeks, one of the best in the business. This is his NFL pick of the day.
I have Minnesota going into New York, where they're going to be beating the Giants. I like the Vikings getting the 2.5. They're both beat up, but at least the Vikings have something to prove. Try maybe to get into a wild card for the NFC, but you know what? The Giants are out. They're banged up. They're beat up. They're just going to get shut up. I got Minnesota all day.
Minnesota's giving up 2.5, Tony.
I like it.
Okay.
So Minnesota's got to win by 3.
Yep.
JJ McCarthy.
I feel they're going to win by 7 or more points.
That's probably good. I can't go against Tony the Greek. Hey, Greg, you got a Greg Vaughn pick of the day?
No, you know what? You know what's intriguing? What scares me? And I was going to ask Tony his opinion. That I stayed away from this game. Tampa and Carolina. Tampa.
Oh man, me too.
I stayed. That's a scary game right there. That's like
this is battling first place.
Yeah, and you get 3 points as a dog at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just think Tampa's too healthy right now.
And they got
well, since they had Evans come back and they got little running back boy
Bucky come back. Bucky's back.
Bucky's stepping like Bucky again. Otten. They're finally getting the receivers back where people know their names. And I don't know about Godwin coming back, but they're getting like you said, the first 9 games don't count. It's the next half that counts. And right now, this is what's going to count.
So
depends on which Carolina team shows up, man.
Tampa's got to be pissed. I mean, that's a team. Has anybody got Greg? You got your computer in front of you?
Yeah.
Can you look up the odds to win the Super Bowl? I didn't even write down the Buccaneers. What's the odds on the Bucs if they get healthy?
My computer doesn't get that. It doesn't go that high.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I bet if the Steelers are 75-1, I bet the Buccaneers are like 100-1. If they were to get healthy right now, they could be that team that nobody's even thinking about.
You're right. No one's.
That's a game where the team where go throw $10 on the Buccaneers and who knows what happens. You might make $1,000 off of $10 or whatever.
Nah, that's just a waste of money with them.
I don't think.
But if they get healthy right now, though, again, there's still what? How many weeks of the regular season are there? 3.
3.
Yeah, 3 left.
All they got to do is make the playoffs, and if you're healthy going into the playoffs, they have the weapons to do things in the NFC. And then all you got to do is make it to the Super Bowl.
Okay, so Spencer.
Yeah.
Spencer. They have the Rams at 450.
Right.
They have the Seahawks at plus 600. Mm-hmm. Broncos plus 850.
Right.
Bills plus 850.
Yeah.
Philly plus 900.
Mm-hmm.
Patriots plus 1,200.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa plus 4,000.
Yeah, they're 40-1. Okay,
Yeah.
so they're okay. Well, real quick. They got it's the respect factor from Vegas, So they think, well, that might make sense. They're not dumb either. Those casinos are as big as sky. Just I don't know. It's just kind of a thought. So what are your thoughts on that game today? Are you going to do anything on the Bucks today, Greg?
No, I think I stay away from that game.
So what's your pick of the day then? Do you have one?
Yeah, my pick of the day is the Niners over the Colts tomorrow night.
Niners over the that's. I want to say it's easy money, but you got Phillip, man. You got Phillip. What's the spread on that game?
5.5. San Francisco.
Where's that game at?
San Francisco.
It's in Indianapolis.
Oh, it is in Indianapolis. That's right.
Yeah.
Wow. Anybody
should go in there and dominate that. Yeah, they should. No disrespect to Rivers, but yeah, they're gonna put it on him right there.
Nah, I like the Niners in this one.
Yeah, definitely.
I like the Niners.
Did Phillip Rivers? I mean, all he really did was hand the ball off. So I guess the verdict is still out.
He threw a touchdown and also threw a pick.
Yeah, he had like 100 yards passing. He handed the ball off like 40 times.
As he should, as all the quarterbacks should.
Yeah.
Especially 44-year-old quarterbacks.
I think I agree. The Niners are too good. Let me ask you. I'll just leave it at this, and we'll call it a show. Are you rooting for or against the Phillip Rivers experiment, Tony?
Hey, man, I'm going for it. You got a Flacco out there. You got a Russell Wilson out there. You got an Aaron Rodgers out there. Why not have a Phyllis Rivers?
Yeah,
Phyllis.
Yeah. when you're from Denver, we call him Phyllis. Bama. For or against?
As far as them doing anything, getting the playoffs, no, it's not going to happen with the Colts. But sure, it's a feel-good story, man. I mean, how could you not like to hear the story? But feel-good stories don't win games, and they're not going to win games. That's the bottom line.
They do make movies, though.
They do make movies. Bentley, you rooting for or against Phillip Rivers?
I'm rooting for Rivers. I'd love to see the guy get something done. I really would.
Got it.
The man in the shower still has the poster board of Phyllis Rivers. Cry me a Rivers in his room.
Oh, that's right. That's your boy. And Greg, the reason we say that is because Phillip Rivers, for like a decade, no matter what happened in any game, he complains to the refs more. Like every single play, Phillip Rivers runs and complains to the ref. It's uncanny how much the man.
Yeah, he is.
Broncos fans.
That's where he got the label Phyllis Rivers.
Like I said, ultimate competitor. But I'm like Bama, man. I grew up in Northern California, not Hollywood, so I'm not about a story. I'm about W's. I'm about whoever can get the job done. You know what I mean? Whoever can win me a game.
Oh, and okay. So that reminds me, one last thing. The Super Bowl, guys, is in San Francisco this year. Now, I don't know if we could or
It's Santa Clara.
It's in Santa Clara. If it popped into my head. Maybe we could get to Radio Row. So just ponder it, guys. Maybe we need to buy some plane tickets and go to San Fran. And Tony, if the Broncos make it, we absolutely have to get on a plane and go to Santa Clara. I will quit my job over it, okay? I will lose my job.
I think you're safe to this year, Spencer.
Well, just think about it, fellas. In 2 weeks, I'm going to be in Orlando watching Michigan play Texas.
Who's your coach?
Yeah.
Biff.
Biff from Back to the Future.
Biff.
So, all right, that's it, guys. But just that'd be pretty cool if we could somehow get back on Radio Row, go to San Fran, and watch the Denver Broncos win the Super Bowl. It would be amazing.
Another edition of Sports and Broncos.
That's right.
Anybody else? Any shout outs, guys, before this amazing NFL Sunday gets underway?
I think the Tennessee Titans will beat the Chiefs today. The Broncos will overcome the good old Jaguars. The Cowboys will beat the Chargers, and the 49ers will win Monday Night Football.
All right.
All right.
All right. See you guys.